Fix It Tony here. Thanks for clicking on my video. So we're on the series with these fat tire bikes, and I actually just recently purchased the Burchda, I guess you call it, the HC26. What drew me to this bike was, one, the price, the looks, but again, not everything is as it seems, and I will show you what I mean in a moment here. I put it next to the DYU so you can kind of get an idea. They're about the same size. Some of the pluses that we have with this bike, they're right now on special usually between $1,300 and $1,500 depending when you catch this bike. But it looks carbon fiber. That's just the paint job. It has this cool kind of rose gold look to it. I like that personally. I mean, the finish feels good. We'll see how it holds up. These finishes, what I've come to find is you don't want to leave these in the sun. They will sun bleach pretty easily. It does have Shimano gear set here. Again, this is the turning, which is actually supposedly the better one. But again, there's so much of this knockoff China stuff that it's hard to know. Tires wise, well, wheels wise, I never heard of this brand. I've even tried to look it up. It doesn't exist. So I think they just threw a sticker to make it look high end when it's really not. The tires, they're also a no brand. I'm not even sure if there's even a label on here. What I've noticed is these no brands are super thin, and if you even go through thorns, they'll pop these tires. So got a thumbs down on the tires, got a thumbs down on the wheels. Motor wise, I was under the impression that this came with the Baffing motors, but unfortunately these are not. There's some off-brand. I was trying to look this up. It is rated at 1,000 watts supposedly. I mean, they wrote it on there, but technically it should be doing upwards of 38 miles an hour if it is 1,000 watts, because we do have, this is an all-wheel drive bike. It does have a 750 motor in the front, but again, thumbs down, they look like they saved money by putting cheaper motors on the front and the back, so that kind of sucks. Thumbs up though, we got a rack in the back, which is cool. That came with the bike. The seat, thumbs up, very, very comfortable actually. This is the first time I bought a bike and I didn't have to replace the seat immediately. It also comes with a light. Again, it's not powered by the bike, so unfortunately this has to be charged separately, but thumbs up. Thank you for putting that on there. Shocks, again, another no name shock here. I looked this brand up, couldn't find it, so it's just a no name, but thumbs up for the linkage. It's not a name brand linkage, but so far it doesn't squeak or make the noises that the other bikes I've come to find with these makes, especially the entry-level ones. You know, they put labels and everything, make it look a little bit higher level. One thing I don't like is the seams are not sealed, so water can get in here, and there's like a passageway in here where the battery is. Not a big fan of that. That can cause rust, even though it's aluminum. You know, there are metal pieces in here, so you know, if you live near the beach, probably not a good thing. I apologize, my camera does not like to stay focused right now. All right, so we do have the front motor. Thumbs up the battery pack here. I've already tested it, 30 amp hours. I tested it out. It is 30 amp hours, or pretty damn close to it. So thumbs up there, that gives you a ton of range. The fork, again, a generic fork, but it does work a lot better than the inverted fork. It's not inverted, the other types of forks, the single forks on these ones. This runs the full length. Light, a little bit brighter than that one, just a touch. So thumbs up on the light, thumbs up on the forks. Not a great performance suspension, but it soaks up the bumps, and it does it better than the other setups that are in most of these electric bikes. You get an adjustable head shaft here on the steering, which is nice. It's easy to adjust it to where you need it to be. The display, so happy with that so far. You need to go online or get a lot of the description on how to change a lot of the settings on here. But I mean, it's not too hard. Right now it's in 2-wheel drive. If you hold the I button, it'll go, actually, sorry. If you just touch it, you can get your trip meter, your average, and all of that, which is kind of cool, how many miles you've gone. So we will go over here. Sorry, if I hold this down, it'll turn to front wheel drive, which uses less power. Rear drive uses a little bit more power. Or you hold it down, you get all-wheel drive, which gives all the wheels, and then you have power settings all the way up to 5 for speed. So speed-wise, what does it do? You can change the settings. It's supposed to do over 32 miles an hour. 32 is about all it'll do. I'm sure there's a lockout. A lot of these bikes, You know, you'll notice some of the manufacturers have them unlocked up to 38. There is not an unlock for this bike, so there's that. So is it worth it? At the end of the day, for $1,300, probably not. I would say one of the problems I noticed with the quality comes down to the motors, because they're using a generic motor, even though they're all made in China. These are a lesser motor. You get a little bit of vibration in this rear wheel, which vibrates through the whole bike. Not a fan of that. It does look nice, but the build quality is not quite there. You know, I showed everybody in the previous video, I put in the description of the same bike. That's the build quality we want to see with these bikes. This one, the build quality is, it looks good on the surface, but when you start digging into it, the build quality is not as good as some of the other bikes out there. You're better off spending a little bit more money. The Freesky or Freesky or whatever they call it is the better option right now. They do offer a very similar bike to that. I'll put it in the description. The quality is better. They give you name band. Okay, that's the other thing. Brakes. This gives you some generic name brakes. Some people know what this is. I don't see why my camera does not want to focus today. It's like smears. You're not getting name brand brakes. These are the generic rotors I see in most other bikes. And I'll just give you an idea so you can see this rotor here. And, you know, this is a Shimano rotor that I actually upgraded this bike to. And you can see just the difference in quality here. This is a far superior brake. Also, for some reason, this is, even though this was the cheaper bike, it has a 180 millimeter rotor in the front. This has dual motors, and they didn't even bother to put 180. So this only has 160 millimeter in the front. So if I were to keep this bike, I would have to upgrade this brake system and put 180 millimeters. I do believe the rear are 180, but the front, even though you do the majority of your braking with the front, they cheaped out on it and put a smaller rotor in the front. The rear rotor does look like the thicker rotor and the higher grade rotor. Then they put the cheaper one in the front. So I'm not really sure who did the product development on this, but you know, just some feedback to you guys. Don't be cheap on brakes, especially on a bike that can do over 30 miles an hour. Get the higher end brakes. So please like, comment, share. We have a lot of videos coming up on this bike. We're gonna do some more testing on it, including doing a ride. I'm here in California from Zusa to the ocean. So basically going along the LA River all the way to Seaside, which is about a 30-mile track. Could do it in a little over an hour. And we'll get some impressions on how this bike does. And we'll compare it to a couple others, because we're also going to take the DYU with us, and we're also going to take the same bike with us. So please like, subscribe, and share. Got future content coming. Have a great day, guys.